What is up, guys? In today's video I'm going to be going over some glitches or bugs with the cars in Fortnite Chapter 2 Remix that you're going to want to know about. As always, if you guys do find this video to be helpful, informative, interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, and comment down below what you think of this. Do you think that it should be patched, or do you think that they should keep this as a part of the game? And we're going to be talking about two different bugs, both involving two different types of cars. So in Chapter 2 Remix, there is the more modern Fortnite cars from like Chapter 5 and then now the lowriders that you can find around the map. And these cars have the hydraulics ability. When you do the brake, the car will kind of bounce. And there's a way to exploit this to basically fly around the map. So we have the Chapter 5 cars with hydraulics. And then we also have the old kind of pre-Chapter 5 Fortnite cars in the game. These don't have hydraulics or anything, and they move much slower when traveling around the map. The first thing we're going to talk about is going to be how to fly the Chapter 5 versions of the cars. So these are going to be the versions of the cars that have hydraulics, either the lowriders or the whiplashes from Chapter 5. And the way you do this is actually incredibly simple, but it does require you to be playing on keyboard and mouse or have a scroll wheel attachment for your controller, which luckily I have. I'll have on screen now, but basically all you have to do is go into your settings and then go to the keybind section of the settings, and then you have to bind the vehicle brake on the car to scroll wheel, because vehicle brake is what activates the hydraulics. So you're going to bind vehicle brake to scroll wheel, and then when you do that, basically the car will fly. There's not really anything to it at all. You just hit scroll wheel when you have vehicle brake bound to that, and then the car will fly. There's ways to make this better. Like if you kind of boost into it, you're going to, get a better lift off the ground and go like probably higher and further. And then also if you kind of get air already, like maybe you're about to like drive off a mountain and then you do this, you're launching from like a higher elevation. So obviously you are going to go higher. And that is essentially all it takes to activate this. Like I said, there's not really much to it. All it is a setting in the keybinds. And when you have this setting activated and you scroll wheel to do the hydraulics, the car lifts off the ground and basically flies for whatever reason. And that is why I think you're going to be seeing this more and more often as time goes on, because it's not difficult at all. Like the vehicle or the jetpack dash from last season, there was like a button combination and a rhythm you had to get for it. This is just one keybind and then you're good to go. And if you're worried about like binding scroll wheel to this messing up your other actions in game, it doesn't. So if you have like scroll wheel to an item slot or scroll wheel pickup, and then you bind this vehicle setting to do the hydraulics, it only takes effect when you're in the vehicle. So you don't have to worry about any of your other keybinds being messed up because of this, because when you go into the vehicle section of the keybinds, you're only changing how the game performs when you're actually in the vehicle. And this is incredibly straightforward, incredibly simple. Like I already said, though, it requires you to either be playing on mouse and keyboard because the mouse has a scroll wheel, or to have a scroll wheel attachment for your controller, which I do have. You can see it here. It's called the Pro Scroller V3. I don't think I have a discount code for them, but I'll link it in the description below. If you're a controller player, I think it's nice to have, but I would not recommend buying one just for this, because for one, this season is going to be really short. And even if they don't patch it this season, I think they're definitely going to patch it in the future. But even then, I think this is going to be patched incredibly quickly. It is fun to play the game like this, though. Like you can, get around the map very quickly. I've seen a lot of people complaining about how difficult it is to traverse the Chapter 2 island with the mobility we currently have in the loot pool. But if you play mouse or keyboard, or anybody in your squad does, have them fly the car and you'll get around very quick. So I wanted to make a video talking about this just so you guys would be aware of it. Maybe you take advantage of it, maybe you don't. But also, if you are playing the game, I feel like it's nice to know that this is a thing, because when you see a flying car, you're probably going to think that person is cheating, if you haven't really been keeping up with the game and seeing people post about this. So the person isn't cheating. I mean, you could maybe argue they're cheating in a way that it's like a glitch or a bug abuse, but I think it's so simple to bind this that a lot of people are going to be taking advantage of it. Personally, I don't think Epic will ban people for it just because of how easy it is to do. There's going to be so many people doing it that I just think that banning them would get kind of crazy. Like they would have to ban a lot of people. So, depending on your point of view, maybe it's cheating, maybe it's not cheating, but either way, they're not hacking. It's not like they're, the worst form of cheater. It's just an aspect of the game that works in a weird way. Your opinion on that is your opinion on that. But that is a part of the game. I expect it to be patched relatively soon. The other kind of minor car bug that we're going to be talking about is going to involve those older versions of the cars. Like I said, there's the new ones with hydraulics, and then there's the old ones with no hydraulics. For some reason, with the old cars, and I believe this is only the white version or silver version, I'm not sure why, but I was trying to do it today and it wasn't working, and then my chat told me I had to have the white one. But with the white old car, if you drive it into somebody, they just go flying and you send them across the map. You can do this to your teammates. You can hit your teammates with this car and send them flying, and they shouldn't take fall damage. But to enemies, they will take fall damage, and you can get some pretty like crazy and weird eliminations this way. This is another thing that, you know, maybe it's a glitch to abuse it. It is a part of the game. But either way, being aware of it is helpful for you, because if you see one of these cars driving at you, you know, want to try your best to not get hit by it, because you might just immediately lose the game as a result of that. So I wanted to bring both of these car glitches to your attention. One is a keybind you have to change. The other, just the car exists and you hit people with it, and then that's what happens. You don't have to do anything special to make the car behave like that with the older version. It just does it. I expect that to also be fixed or removed from the game relatively soon. Let me know what you guys think of these bugs, and if you're going to be taking advantage of them down in the comments below. I'm going to let some gameplay play out of a game I recently got on stream, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. So while I was editing this video, Fortnite did actually release a hotfix and patch the second thing I talked about in this video, where the car would send people flying across the map. That has been fixed, but at least as of the time I'm recording this, the flying has not been changed. So it's hard to cover things in Fortnite sometimes because they change so much, but the getting sent flying from the regular cars apparently has been patched. There was somebody in there earlier. Damn. I wanted him to like move out. He's on the roof. I'm back in the bottom. Bro, I feel like I'm playing OG Chapter 1 again. There's so many chug jugs. I don't know if I want the semi-auto sniper or the RPG. Oh, porta bunker. I think this might be better to have too. 1 for 1. It's 10 less, but it's like instant, which like might matter. The thing would be like if I end up finding more big pots, I'm gonna be sad. I hope the bow is not in play. Someone died to fall. It might have been the guy that just sniped me, I think it was. What the heck happened to Montague? He like grappled onto me and froze or something. Like he shot one time and then never again. GG's.